What up, it's your boy Dvrth back here again with another video, and today we are here with Megalobox episode 11. Episode 11. I'm not used to shows names being that short. We're here with Megalobox episode 11. Last episode we had a fight between Yuri and the spider. Yuri absolutely dirted that guy. And then we also had a bit of adversity when it came to the team, whereas the mob boss wanted us to throw the fight, and it seemed like that was the idea for a while now, at least when it came to Nambu. However, it somewhat seems like we're on the same page now, or at least now it doesn't seem like we're stopping anytime soon. Hoping that things work out. However, right now we have to worry about the threat that we have ahead of us, which is the big dude. I don't know his name either. I guess I'm just extremely bad with names. But that huge dude, the lion guy, whatever his name is, I believe that's who we're fighting next, and that guy is no fucking joke. So we're gonna hop straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Megalobox or something totally different, the best place to that in is always my social media. Links are going to be in the description, or you can comment down below. If you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Links are going to be in the description for that as well. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones. Make sure they're on. Them bitches is on. And let's just get into it. I'm just now remembering that the kid's name is Sachio. God damn it! No! No! I've been calling him the kid. Yeah, his name's Sachio. Oh. Threw that bitch out. Man said, where we going? We don't need God. I wonder if they can. I wonder what kind of relationship they can, you know, create. Oh shit! The bloody lion. God, so cool. These intros are so fucking cool. The goat. That's why he's the goat. The goat. Oh, that's hard. Let's go. Team Nowhere. Gearless Joe. Let's go. Let's go. With the advancements of gear, it seems like they don't really do weight classes anymore, because Joe is definitely not a heavyweight. Around you. Oh. Oh, that's a. Oh, man said just ground yourself. Ooh. What the? This nigga brought in a monster. This nigga brought in a monster truck. Naked Boy Joe? Really? Really? Oh shit. Okay. Oh wait, what? He's got gear on. You know, that's still the plan, but ain't no way, boy, ain't no way. I love that.
I will smash you into junk, together with your sleazy gear.
I love that he's actually speaking English. That's so cool. Ain't no way, bro. I'm so pissed. Like, I kind of figured that that Pops would still be on this, but I didn't think Joe would still be on this. Ooh, ooh, fuck. Make up. Ooh. Yep. Nice. But it is a little harder because damn, he has been doing this for a while. You are way more perceptive than I thought. Fuck. This is so frustrating to watch. This is so. This gotta be. Yeah, this gotta be burning. This gotta be burning Yuri up. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. It's gear. Yeah, it's gear. Fuck. Oh. Yeah, this episode's frustrating. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. What, Sachio got bars? What? Sachio got motherfucking bars! Let's go! Oh. Oh my god. We not making this man a slave, dog. I promise you that. I promise you that, bro. Sachio! Spit some bars at him! Spit some bars! Spit some bars! Start rapping! Start rapping! God damn it! Oh god! We're scorpions, dog. We're scorpions. We don't care about nobody but ourselves. Fuck all that. Come on. Come on. Get up. Get up, big dog. Get the fuck up. Get up. Get up. Man, dip and dodge, dip and dodge, dip and dodge. No! They got the baby! Get the fuck up, Joe. Get up! Let's go! Nigga, we not... God damn it. Who else wanted? My whole squad got hands. My whole squad got hands. Come on. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Oh, God. These... Nigga. My whole squad got hands. Oh, my God. My whole squad got them bitches, bro. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Come on. No. Did he do the same that Yuri did? Please tell me he did the same thing that Yuri did. Oh, he did! He did! You you out of there! Oh my God! Fuck out of here! Nambu! Oh my fucking God, no! Oh my god.
永遠に葬り去ったんだ。そんな真似、誰にできる？
Holy fuck. The dog was growling at him. Mean that Joe got this nigga acting different. Let's go. Let's go. What a good episode that was. What a that was a great fucking episode. That was. Ooh. Okay. So, I guess let's talk about it a little bit. So, the thing is, it's like we were talking about in the last episode where it continues a theme of everybody continuing to do exactly what they were born to do when it comes, like, continue to be exactly who they are, right? To follow the nature that they have had, that they have been born with since the day of their conception, you know. It's just to continue as you know, as cliche as it is to just continue to be exactly who you are, right? And this is, and like I said in the last episode's discussion, everybody's like goal, everybody's conviction was steeled here because this little this part of the show is really like testing it, right? Yes, of course, you know, so far through the show we've been climbing up the ranks, and we've been you know, ranking higher and higher, beating every opponent, just making more of a name for ourselves. But in this episode, well, in the last episode setting up for this episode, it seems like we were slipping. We were going back to where we were, you know. And there is a the thing about it is that it's what it became is who people thought we were and who we really are, kind of us getting that confused, right? As we said, you know, Joe's always been a fighter, Nambu's always been a gambler, Sachio has always had this hope, this fire in him, and and other people have thought different of them, where, you know, everybody else thought that, you know, they're frauds, peasant, all this other stuff, right? Where it's like, no, the only way that you make it is to throw these fights, to, you know, do something, you know, get down and dirty with the rest of the devils of you know, the place that you come from, right? And that's what people thought they were. That's who people thought they were. But in this episode, we kind of reinstilled our, you know, I hate to say that again, but we doubled down is a better way to explain. We doubled down. This is who the fuck Team Nowhere is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what Mr. Mob Boss has to say about it. You know, it doesn't matter what Mr. Mob Boss's henchmen have to say about it. It doesn't matter what the announcers, Mr. Lion, Bloody Lion Man, even Yuri, it doesn't matter what anybody say about it, but Team motherfucking Nowhere, right? And I love this episode because not only was, you know, of course, you know, everybody was fighting a fight, right? Where and I've said, I think I've touched on this before in another anime, but the idea of that every show is man versus man, or man versus machine, man versus society, something like that, right? And in this episode, we filled so many, we checked so many of those boxes, right? That all made up what Team Nowhere is and what drove what motivates Team Nowhere, right? Where it's Joe, which is man versus man, and then we have Sachio, which is man versus self, and we have Nambu, which is man versus society, or the system specifically in this situation. And in a way, Team Nowhere itself came together in this episode and fought their own fight, right? With everybody fighting their individual fight, it showed Team Nowhere fighting their own fight, right? To rebel against the doubt and everything else that was said against their team, right? And I love that we continued the story. We continue to carry on the story of the scorpion and the frog here, where it almost, us doubling down almost said, like, it doesn't even matter who the frog is. It just, the only thing that matters is that everybody continues to be a scorpion. Like in the story, you tend to think that and even me, you tend to think that the frog is the protagonist, and the scorpion's the antagonist. But I think it's easy to forget or to lose yourself in what the story is trying to tell you, the message that the story is trying to tell you, right? And even I kind of got lost in this message where the story isn't about who's the frog. It's specifically about the scorpion and why some animals, which has been a theme throughout the beginning of this show, to liken some people to animals and you know, the nature of some animals and stuff like that. The main idea is that it's not about the frog, it's about the scorpion and why the scorpion will continue to do whatever a scorpion is supposed to do, no matter, even if it means that you drown. And it's the same, and we saw this with Nambu, where Nambu would, you know, as I said in the last discussion, that mob boss, you know, he'd be on the back of Nambu taking him to wherever he needs to go. But in this situation, it was Nambu on the back of the boss and still being a scorpion and saying, I know if I sting you, I will drown. But I'm still a motherfucking scorpion. And I'm gonna do it. So, and he's fighting for his fucking life up there, knowing damn well that he either gets killed or maimed in some way, and he did. But he was a scorpion, and he was not about to back down to no bitch ass nigga. I respect that. I love that we got once again we got the whole pomp and circumstance with Joe and the other fighter, and that's great. But what I really like is something else that we've talked about, or this show has kind of had going on in the background for a bit, where it's easy to, I guess it'll be kind of easy to not really want to, or not really talk about or miss it, but the idea of fear, and how to confront fear has been a huge theme in this show, and I think one of the best ways that this show shows the confrontation of fear is the constant moments and scenes of Joe being on his bike and going full speed at a like a cliff and playing chicken with basic, you know, against basically nothing but gravity. And it's this idea of challenging that fear constantly to, you know, for a bunch of things, right? To one, kind of remember what it feels like, to two, you know, to remember that it's there, and for three, just to know that it exists, and that you need to kind of, in a way, conquer it, but also use it to your advantage, because we learned that also in like an earlier episode, right? But what I do like, you know, outside of, you know, that part of how they handle the confrontation of fear, in this episode, I do like Joe's advice towards it, where he was like, just touch something. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, just touch something. It reminds you that you're in the moment, right? And I love that idea is for, it's like Joe just saying, when you're scared, just ground yourself. Just make sure that you stay grounded and know that you are living in this moment, right? Because when you live in the moment, you kind of instinctually, you know what to do, which is another thing that we've been talking about in this show, where it's like instincts. And when you're living in the moment, yeah, you're gonna know what to do. When you overthink it, you're not living in the moment. You're living in the future. You're overthinking it. Your instincts aren't going to be as keen when you're overthinking things. So just touch something, and that way you can know that you're in that moment at that time, right? And you're still going to be scared, but you're going to be a little bit more prepared. At least your body will be a little bit more prepared for the fear, right? So I do like the what am I trying to say? The advice that Joe gave Sachio. I did not expect Sachio to start spitting bars, because that shit was hard. Really liked that. This entire episode was very, I want to say cinematic, but this entire episode was just very dramatic in all the best ways. I talked about in the last discussion how this show does a very good job of setting up fights, and the fine details that go into fights. But another thing that this episode does really well is making it still, as much as it likes to set you up for the fights and make you feel like you're you're watching an actual fight and stuff, it still doesn't hesitate to give the show some drama added to some natural drama added to the fight, right? Sachio being out there shadow boxing with himself while some hard ass theme beat goes down and he's spitting bars and shit, like, that's dramatic as fuck. But that's exactly what I expect out of a boxing drama, right? It's so, like, the show is just so itself that you can't help but absolutely love it. So just seeing that, having Sachio shadow box and everybody still fight, like, once again, it goes back to everybody fighting their own fight, which Sachio was man versus self. Him shadow boxing is the perfect representation of that, with with him doubting his belief in Joe, doubting his own conviction and stuff. So it was very much man versus self, and him, like I said, him shadow boxing was the perfect representation of that. So I like that the show not only keeps to its themes, but it also does a really fucking good job of showing off those themes visually, and having Joe have the man versus man, where he's fighting Burrow, but he is also fighting with himself to not throw the fight. He wants to actually win. And once again, Pops, Nambu fighting the whole system, basically. And it's just such a good way to show, it's such a good way to show the themes of the show in action. I will say, Pops gave up the most in this one. That was tough. Like, he lost his other eye, which was already foreshadowed, which is why when the dude started stabbing into the fish's eye, I was like, ooh, oh no, right? Which sucks, because Pops gave up a lot in the fact that now that he doesn't have, Pops doesn't have sight anymore. I think he already gave up one of his eyes to the dude, so now he has both. So no matter how far we make it, it's kind of sad to think that I don't think Pops is going to be able to see it, like visually see it, right? So that kind of bums me out. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of bums me out to know that Pops gave up that much, but it also like mad respect to Pops for giving up that much. That's insane. But yeah. Lastly, what we gotta talk about is Yuri. You know, we gotta end it off on Yuri, who it's, you know, throughout this show we have seen Yuri as this uniformed, almost slave-like robotic type of character who is very like he has a love for the sport, but I haven't exactly seen a passion for it specifically. But with the introduction of Joe, it seems like he's been lighting this passion for Yuri, which is why I like their rivalry so much, because with Joe being so Joe, Yuri can now kind of be more like Yuri. Once again, the best way that the show, the best thing about the show is that it shows these things visually, and it does a really good job of it. Where in the last episode, Yuri specifically, here's the thing, I don't know how long Yuri has had his dog, right? And in the last show, or in the last episode, Joe finds the dog, and the dog loves Joe. He's like, wow, okay, wow, this guy's great, blah, blah, you know, all this other stuff. And he comes back to Yuri, and Yuri's like, yeah, he usually doesn't like strangers. And while I say that, I don't know how long he's had his dog, and it doesn't really matter how long he's had his dog, but the fact that he doesn't like he usually would, like, I think that was the implication, that he usually growls at strangers, right? At least that's what I got out of it. But he was really nice and, you know, welcoming to Joe. But now that we're getting so deep into the show, and like this next episode, I think it's the last, or the penultimate at least, we can see that Joe has almost completely lit this fire of passion, you know, for Yuri. He's reignited that passion that Yuri had for what I'm going to assume Yuri had for the sport, to the point that he is not acting like himself. We even see that in the very last minutes of the show, or the episode, where Yuri's talking about how he finally understands what jealousy is like, and that's very not unbecoming, but that's very different for Yuri. Like, it's obviously very different for Yuri. Like I said, like in the beginning, Yuri was very uniform, very robotic, but right now he's showing a lot more emotion, a lot more passion for what he's doing. So seeing him in his home, and like, you know, sparring and practicing like he never has, and has this passion lit in him, and having the dog like growling at him and like barking and you know, just very, very aggressive towards him, obviously showing that, yeah, he doesn't like strangers. So Yuri right now is not acting like Yuri, to the point that the dog doesn't recognize Yuri, which is why I go back and say, I don't know how long Yuri has had that dog, but I'm gonna guess that he's had it long enough for the dog to know what Yuri is like. So if Yuri is so ignited, so like burning up, so fucking hot with passion of the sport of boxing, that this dog has never seen, this, like, Joe has done something to, he's got like I said, he's got this man acting completely different. So I'm glad that's a little thing that they put into the show, that you know, you could pick up on and be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's a good touch. that the show added. You know, just really good touch. But yeah, this was a banger of this is one of the best episodes that we've seen in the show so far. This is really fucking good, very well done. The show, I'm really glad that we got back into the show. Also really glad that the second season finally came out while I was basically on break. I'm hyped. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Megalobox or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description. If you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Link's gonna be in the description for that as well. So with all that, get my off button ready. Here it goes. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.